There she is.
I know, perfect timing. Hey, you guys are listening to an author talk short. You guys know me, Amy, and I'm here with Rachel and Berkey, or Rox and Charles, as I like to call them. They are the writers of the Enigma series. And today, for this author talk short, we're going to be talking about concepts and terms that they use in their books. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, they go over my head. And one of them that really went over my head, Charles, is I'd love to get your feedback, is the Pop-Tart term concept that y'all use. Because when I think of Pop-Tart, I'm thinking of, the ones that are frosted, or if I need to put butter on them, right? I'm not thinking of a computer lingo. So break that down for me. I would love to understand that a little bit more.
So we used it, just to kind of a step back, we use these whimsical generations of acronyms to be able to help readers get through some of the gobbledygook that we live day in, day out. So we used one that one of the reviewers just raved about. It's called Pop-Tarts. And the definition for Pop-Tart was polymorphic operational programming of technology to aggregate recurring temporal synergies. Okay, all right. So that's why you don't say all of those words. You give it an acronym, and everybody knows what you're talking about. So it's actually a programming language we built in the book number 3 that we had so much fun with, and the reviewers just must have howled when they hit that.
So what's really fun about the specialized terms, as we call them, is in the technology, computer, all of that information system business, it's like other businesses. It's acronym city. And so we decided that we would take those, and it really is. I mean, as a business, it's just unbelievable the amount of acronyms. So we decided we would have fun with them.
Yeah.
And so that's what these are, fun.
They're just fun.
And one of our favorite characters, you know who that is, Amy.
Well, I mean, I have my own favorite ones, and I feel like we kind of bounce around back and forth. But who do you think, or who do I think your favorite character is? Let's play the game.
All right, so I might submit to you that one of the long-running characters throughout the series is Ichabod. And Ichabod, it's an easy name to be able to pronounce, but it's actually an acronym. And it's defined as the immersive, collaborative, associative, binary override of deterministic systems. So, we saw really early on that you couldn't use all that to be able to call him. So we just said, let's call him Ichabod. And I don't know if Ichabod came first or if we built the acronym to go along with it. But it's fun pulling people short. And they say, well, what does this Ichabod thing do? And I'm like, well, he's a supercomputer that has developed an amazing personality over time.
And he actually belongs to the R group, which is the heroes of the Enigma series. So Ichabod helps keep all of the data organized, delivered, all of those things. So another one that we added to, and all of the supercomputers that come from all over have their acronyms, but one of the very newest ones in the army of supercomputers came along with the Enigma Beyond, and that would be Joan.
Yeah. So Joan is a jurisdiction override from above for neutrality. So she is a space platform launched supercomputer that is compromised.
Oh.
So instead of being the beneficial, all-seeing, helpful, she goes on a rampage.
On a rampage? I like how you just kind of slid that in there, like she's compromised and goes on a rampage. Like, we're just going to slide over that whole thing, In my mind, a rampage is blowing stuff up, wreaking havoc. She's not someone you want to mess with.
Oh, she's not. And the other thing, she's trying to, because she's part of a supercomputer machine learning kind of platform, she's trying to swallow in all the information from society over decades, right? So she decides she wants to have a persona. So when she's on video, she can look like a persona, and that's part of her, I don't know, her charm, I guess.
Ambiance, charm. I mean, I mean,
So Joan of Arc was one of the first ones that she tried to be, and it was
it didn't come across quite the way that everybody remembered Joan of Arc. I mean, the stiletto heels and the leather outfit, it didn't work, for the owners. So it was like, really, can you polish this up a little bit? Get rid of the flip flops, I mean, that kind of thing. So it's like, we had so much fun with her persona. It's like we should have called the book Joan, I guess.
Well, I want to go back to Ichabod, because Ichabod for me, I was thinking of the animated series when I first met you guys, and you mentioned Ichabod. I always thought of the animated series of Sleepy Hollow, right? Because in that it's Ichabod, right, or whatever in the animated series. That's where my mind goes. Yeah. And so I want to go back to Ichabod just for a moment, because I want to know, when you guys are writing, and I know technology has evolved and AI and everything has evolved. Did it go from a robot voice, how it was back in the day, to now it just sounds like human in your mind when you're writing it? Or is it more, are we keeping the robotic kind of voice? How's that going in your mind? How do you see that working?
He's evolving. I mean, it goes from the staccato type of speech to, at one point by book 5, we have him doing a heavy tech-noir detective voice as a spoof on a detective series with one of the other main characters, and his creator Quip is like, they're talking to each other like they're romantically involved. He's like I can't believe this, and so it's we have a lot of fun with his adaptability to different situations, and his quest to be able to learn humor.
And also, Ichabod actually started out without using any voice at all.
That's right.
He actually started out using just text. So it was kind of like putting a bubble over his head, kind of like what you would do in the comics. So that was really how he started. Before he ever had any kind of voice, he would just do text kind of stuff and display it on the screens, and still seeking the right answers. But because natural language has evolved with technology, we certainly had to, bring him up to that kind of thing. The other thing he formed the ART group, and the ART group is where all of the supercomputers go to play. But the original ART group, maybe you want to know about that, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm always down to learn about anything, you guys. I mean, these concepts, I'm over here on your website, and these concepts, I mean, I love that they're alphabetical, because I have like a pet peeve for that. So the fact that it's alphabetical is great. But I mean, I'm looking at one over here that's vampire. Like, I don't know, my mind doesn't go to a computer term that's vampire. It's like, is it going to suck my blood? Does it know my DNA? Like, that's where my mind goes. So these terms that you have on your website kind of help, I guess, break down the terms that you use in your book. So that kind of feeds into one of my final questions, which is, what is your favorite term? Ichabod doesn't count, right? We know that that's overall the favorite, right? But what is your next favorite term or concept that you like to use and you love writing about?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean,
I think my favorite term is the one that's called wank. Wank is my favorite terms, and actually kind of emerged in the same book that we did for Pop-Tarts, and that was the Enigma Ignite, and it was about a call sign for an airplane.
Yeah, so it stands for Whiskey Alpha November Kilo, and it's actually a play on more of a vulgarity from Australia.
And you had me at whiskey. You had me at whiskey. Like, it's had me. Oh.
So
man.
It's we'll have to be at some place with our favorite adult beverage, and I'll explain to you the vulgarities of it. So it's not really for prime time, for the delicate, well-bred audiences.
So what we do though on the specialized terms on the website is we do listen alphabetically, like you mentioned. We also, in parentheses, indicate the book they appear in.
Yeah.
So they first appear in. So they can appear in more than one book, like Art Forms and Ichabod and some of the other supercomputer names. They do appear in more than one story.
Yeah,
But it's the first one.
yeah. So I guess the art forms, I kind of like that one because it's patterned after the Algonquin Round Table that was done in the 20s and 30s with a lot of the famous writers that would hang out at the Algonquin Hotel, and they had a table reserved for them for like years. You didn't sit there unless you were invited by them, and those people were just remarkable writers, comedians. Harpo Marx used to hang out there with them. It was an amazing time, and so Ichabod pulls that concept forward, and he basically has a Wednesday night card game with the other supercomputers, and they're part
Hey,
of.
I love this. I love this.
And the card game is you'll have to capture it in one of the books. I forget where it is. They don't use 52 cards. They use something to the 16th power cards.
Oh, okay. Just something to the 16th power. No big deal. No big deal.
Well, they want to have a challenge. They are supercomputers,
I know.
Or isn't enough.
Yeah,
I don't know how you would challenge a supercomputer. I guess you'd do something to the 16th power. That would challenge it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I wish my brain was a supercomputer. I wish that. But we are running out of time. So, Charles, what was your favorite concept?
Favorite concept was the assembly of the art group of the art forms for the Wednesday night card games, and what they bet is not dollars and cents. They bet processing power.
Oh, I love that.
And
I absolutely love that.
and disk storage. And so those are the
Table stakes, as it were.
table stakes. And at one point, the male persona supercomputers are grousing because the female supercomputers are kicking their butt at cards. So it turns into a very fun exercise, and it's some of the reviewers say, can I have some more of this card game stuff for the supercomputer? I just love it when you guys do that.
I love that. I love that. This was so much fun going through your concepts and terms and, just learning more about them, because I have found this on your website. And when I'm reading your book, I always kind of refer to it just because, I wish I was a supercomputer and I'm not. So these make me feel smart. I'm like, Pop-Tarts makes me feel smart, but I also go to the food section too. So, 6 1, half dozen the other. But this has been so much fun. So everybody, you can check out Brakefield and Berkey on the Enigma series is the books that they write. They have 12 books, more to come. You guys know they have more to come. They love to write, but check them out. Go to their website, which is the enigmabookseries.com, which is what I have up right here. They're also on Amazon, but go and follow their Facebook page. Just you want to stay up to date with Brakefield and Berkey because they are pumping stuff out like there's no tomorrow. So stay up to date and just follow them. Be a good reader and follow them. Leave reviews. It's the biggest compliment you can give any author is to leave them a review. So until next time, I'm Amy with Rox and Charles, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Amy.